Hey, good morning. What is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. Thank you for your time and energy. My name is Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we're going to be looking at your energy for today. So let's get into it. We are just coming off of a full moon. Energy is heightened, intensified. There's a lot going on in the astrology today that's just making everything feel really heavy. That's the best way I can describe it. A lot of feelings, emotions coming up, being triggered around situations, around people, especially people that are just being really sneaky, backhanded, behind the scenes, trying to present a picture of one thing when it in fact is not that way at all. And there is some limitation, restriction around this for you. It's a little suffocating at this point because you're having to deal with someone that you feel powerless around, that you feel you can't find a way to push through it or get some success on your end, have some validation, etc. It can be really overwhelming, and right now it is best to take care of your mind, body, and soul. Anytime this overwhelm comes in, it really is a call to self-love and self-care. That is how we can find rebalance and see things a little more clearly, because it is playing on the mental, emotional right now, where there's a tendency to second guess yourself or feel really horrible about who you are, your worth, your value, what people are saying, the way that they're presenting it. It's really just too bad. People are very interesting. So we'll start off with this blessing, set the tone, set the vibe. Do a little blessing for you, a little blessing for me. Bless the cards, remove any negative or unwanted energy. And this is also a really good time to set your own intention for the reading. So if there's specific messages you would like to come through, now is the time to give those over to Spirit and to be open to receive. All right, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for the highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, annoyance. Help us to see the bigger picture. Help us to see clearly what the lessons are about, and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels, Mama Love. All right, so lots of intensity popping off. We saw this in the weekly collective. If you haven't seen it, definitely look it up, check it out. The tension is just high right now. Yes, from the full moon. Full moons always amplify energy, meaning, just whatever is going on in your world around you, it's going to be exacerbated. It's going to be multiplied. And it's kind of hard to turn a blind eye because there is so much happening. Today we have this cluster of planets in Aries. So we had the full moon in Pisces. It just moved into Aries. So this is about taking those learning lessons, right? The places that we are getting triggered or we're seeing some craziness kind of happen, pop off, etc. We got to take inventory, take note of what those things are, and then use it as a platform for our own strength, our own empowerment. That's a big thing. That's a big feat to do, right? Basically, yeah, I knew this was coming out. We got this card yesterday, and this is how the energy feels this morning. It's just heavy, it's sneaky, it's shady. Someone, something meddling in something that they should not be. And they know this. I feel like they're trying to set the groundwork, set the stage to make something look like it is not at all. And that's that part of you that's feeling trapped or suffocated or like your hands are tied. How do you navigate this? How do you navigate when it feels like no one will listen to you? You know, no one will listen, no one wants to hear. It really speaks to the disease that is already embedded, the sickness. The mice represent infestation, right? So sometimes something is just spoiled rotten and there's nothing you can do about it. And that's where I'm getting that level of like feeling suffocated, feeling trapped. And honestly, unfortunately, if you are interested in astrology, definitely pull up a chart today. It's just like red all across the board. So it's going to be really hard to find that empowerment like I was talking about, because there's so much going on around you. People being deceptive, saying lies, and other people eating it up. And there's not really much that you can do about it. You know, it is that value. Like sometimes people are going to like you and sometimes they're not. It does feel overwhelming. So this does feel like something you've had to work through. I mean, I'm seeing it's a blessing in disguise. I know. Don't kill me for saying that. It is this thing though that is pushing you more towards your heart. There is positivity. There is evolution. There are good things that are coming out of it. You're still in the thick of it, or you feel like you might not be in the worst part, but the storm is still happening is what I'm seeing. And remember, we're waiting patiently for Pluto to move into Aquarius. It's in retrograde, it's in Capricorn. So these final little learning lessons of like what you need to change. And again, this is not easy. Right now, the clover, the abundance is being blocked, your wish fulfillment. It's like you get little tastes of it and then it disappears. And today it definitely feels like one of those days where you're questioning a lot. We still have Mercury square to Jupiter and in opposition to Saturn. So it's really going to be hard to believe people, especially those that we're already seeing behave in a shady way, making you question, making you second guess, seeing some of those red flags popping up. It's really interesting though. We have this energy of like dealing with the crummy stuff, right? Dealing with the harder stuff. But the more that you pursue your heart, not to be a cheeseball, but the more that you focus on you, right? Like your heart, your mind, your soul, not only just taking care of yourself, but the things that like don't make you think about the BS, right? There's always gonna be haters. That's what I've learned. And oftentimes the haters come out of the woodwork and get on the bandwagon, especially when someone or something is lying about you, lying about who you are, about your character. And it's in a way to hide the truth about themselves. Yeah, there's a wake-up call. I think someone's retaliating is what I'm hearing. They're retaliating in a way to make themselves look like they are so much better than you, you know? And I hear it almost in like a backhanded compliment. Right? Like they might give you some credit, but there's something that like undermines you behind it or around it. And this is something that's happened. This is something we've been seeing this a lot, repeated patterns, mistakes that are popping up. Mars is square to Black Moon Lilith today. That's one of the major transits. And Black Moon Lilith can just be a little vixen, a little bee. I'll say it. I don't know if I say other words, but you know, she can definitely just be a biatch, right? And that's kind of how her energy's playing off of Mars today, because Mars wants to take control, initiation, make things happen, get over this hurdle, right? Where Black Moon Lilith is like, no, not quite yet. I'm actually just going to put stuff in front of your face and see how well you can handle it. And unfortunately or not, whether we like it or not, that's a lot of what is happening astrologically, specifically with that Pluto moving into Aquarius, but also just the theme right now, you know, the theme of being like, how are we empowering ourselves, and then how are we bringing that into relationships? Are we becoming subservient? Are we letting people have power, control over who we are, how we dictate our life, what we choose? This is like a scorned ex, a scorned person, enemy. Someone is amping up their game is what I'm hearing. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like they're doubling down. That's what I want to say, right? They're doubling down on what they've already said. And I feel like they're meddling. I feel like they're infiltrating a lot, you know? And you're seeing the dysfunction, the disaster, the harm that this person, individual has caused. And now you have to readjust your plan of action. It's basically saying try to see things in a different perspective. Try not to, again, easier said than done, but try not to let this person get to you, to get under your skin. That's that call for you today to just be like, okay, well, maybe this isn't in my hands yet, but I know I'm moving in that direction. And the more I focus on the ways to get there, the solutions to make my happiness, my abundance, my fulfillment come in, is not by sitting there thinking, obsessing about this person who, I mean, do you really care, right? Do you really care about what their opinion is? Maybe superficially, maybe because there is connection, because there is love and attachment between you and them. It doesn't have to be love relationship. It can just be someone you really cared about, or someone you were close with, a family member, someone in your community, in business, etc. And it's really pushing you forward to look towards, again, those people, situations that are actually willing to be a little bit more balanced, because there's not a lot of balance in this messiness. It's people acting out of bad behavior, right? Putting too much stock into what this person is saying, even though they kind of know, you know, this person is a hater. They have a mouth on them. That's been coming through a lot lately. They don't even have to be the most aggressive person, but I hear it's like loud and people listen. And that's, again, part of that confirmation of where that suffocation is coming in for you. Because right now, things like this goodness, this like peace, this serenity is being blocked. Not good, bad, right, or wrong. I don't know that there's anything. I mean, yes, there's always things that you can do to strengthen and empower yourself, especially when you are in the midst of chaos, etc. But I feel like you need to diffuse some of the energy, diffuse some of the anger, the frustration that you're feeling around this before you take any action forward. Because just as much as, I don't know if this is a good for example, but like just as much as this person's being calculated, so do you, right? I mean, obviously we can do that from a space of integrity and honesty. This person's not. This person, this situation that's like really kind of like trying to bring you down. But it is about getting more in alignment with the manifestations. Remembering that we are creating energetic cording with people, places, and things. And so when we fixate, when we obsess on what's not going our way or what we wish looked different, etc., it keeps us connected to that dynamic. And like it says, unfortunately, that dynamic has already been infiltrated. the people that believe something about you, or are, just kind of being naysayers, haters, etc. That's just what it is. And that's the unfortunate part of it, right? There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can say to kind of get them to change their mind. That is something within them that they have to work out. But at the same time, there are still things that you can do with this Knight of Swords energy that really helps you not succumb to the haterade, right? And 10th house is popping up, investing in yourself, investing in work and career, what makes you strong, what makes you proud, what makes you feel really good about yourself. That's where Spirit wants you to put your focus. This is heavy, guys. Heavy, heavy, heavy. There's so much heaviness in the astrology as well. I know I've talked about this already a lot, but so much of the tension is coming through the midheaven, which is all about the way people look at us, right? It's about who we are and the way that we place ourselves in society, in our environment. So there are a lot of eyes on you, and there are a lot of people that are hating, hating from the background. And even if they're not hating, they're listening to the haters, and then they kind of judge you. They give you that look. They kind of push you off, push you to the sidelines. And some of this is really dangerous. Some of this is really slippery, because essentially they're protecting someone or something that doesn't deserve it at all. Not only do they not deserve it, it's just someone who does this over and over and over again. And the people that do end up protecting these types of individuals are actually allowing them to continue in this cycle. And I'm hearing that for you, you have shown up in a way that is honest and authentic. Maybe you have had to say some things that make people, of course they're going to do that. Of course, they kind of have this, again, this hater judgmental mentality where nothing you can say, nothing you can do is right. And it's really too bad. It's really too bad. But again, silver lining is this is about your heart. Do you really want to be associated with these people, with these situations that won't even give you the benefit of the doubt, won't even ask your opinion, won't even ask, hey, what happened around this, or why is this person saying this, or whatever? It's a lot of assuming, and we all know what assuming does, right? It makes an ass out of you and me. I love that you're getting that Aries energy, because it's all about holding your head up high and moving forward, right? Moving forward in a way that is unexpected, finding new solutions for yourself. This Uranian energy has been coming up a lot for us lately, and ironically or not, Uranus is it's in retrograde right now, but it's one of the things that's been positively aspected through all this craziness. So it's finding those inventive solutions. It's finding a new way to approach these dynamics without, losing yourself in the mix, right? And I feel like a lot of it is more on that emotional level, not allowing our emotions to trigger us into actions that we wouldn't normally take. That's where that tension to Mars is really not going to serve you at all, right? Instead, we do need to hermit a little bit, think things through, really listen to our own guidance, direction, wisdom, inner light, in order to make different solutions. Because these different solutions are going to be what get you over the hurdle. And then you won't have to put up with this BS anymore. I promise. It's almost over. Thank you so much for your time and energy always. I really hope you found messages that resonated here. If you did, drop comments below. I love to hear. I love to connect with you as well. Just share in a little love, TLC. Thank you for all the love and support you bring to the channel. It really blesses my heart always. Sending all the love and blessings your way.